everybody, welcome back to Art a la Carte. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about how artwork dies. The many stages that it possibly can die or succeed. At the time of recording this video, the fate of this particular piece has not yet been decided. So I'm going to take you through where some of my artwork dies. If you follow me on social media, I post a lot of the work that I do, and most of it is in sketches and then is never seen again. Hence these two pieces here that I was working on yesterday, because I had this inspiration to do a horse drawing piece and just was not working for me. And so both those pieces have died. Sorry. When I'm creating a piece, I find that there are several stages that that pieces have to make it through. Like a game or a battlefield, you battle this boss, and if you defeat it, you move to the next level. First one out of the gate is the SketchUp. I sketch so many things, and probably about 10% of them move on to the next stage. Sketches, they're not meant to be finished drawings. Sometimes they are just meant to get an idea out or practice something. But every once in a while, a sketch will pop up that has a little bit something that excites me as an artist, that makes me want to see this through. And when I was doing this piece here, I don't know, I think it's the flow of the way that the fox is drawn, I just could kind of see what this piece might look like finished. It was enough for me to pursue it a little bit more. Funny thing is, I don't know that I have very many fox drawings out there right now. I have my original big fox thing that I did which was the clockwork fox that I did years and years and years ago. But as far as a serious fox piece, I don't think I have done one since then that I can think of. So I'm kind of excited to do a fox, but they are tricky. So don't hold your breath on this piece because it may not make it past. So I have the initial sketch and it passed that phase. So it's moving on to the next phase, which is pursuing the idea. I've been inspired the last couple of weeks to do a winter picture scene. Normally, if you're a professional artist and you're producing art to sell and things like that, seasonal work is done at least the season before. So artists that are working on Christmas cards or wanting to make winter scene prints to sell, they do all of those in the summer or even spring. So they have all this time to get the merchandise ready. So I'm behind in my game because right now is, even though technically it's not winter, it's still fall for a couple more days. I'm a little behind the times with getting a Christmas card design out or anything like that. But I'm seeing all of these designs, and so I'm really excited and inspired to want to do kind of a foresty winter scene. So with this fox, I think it would look really pretty to have some holly and holly berries in the background. So I'm just going to throw kind of a circle vignette behind there. And at the end of this, I kind of move the picture around a little bit to see if I'm still feeling it, if I'm still excited about this art, and I am. So it is moving on to stage number 3. So we've moved past the initial sketch, the getting the feel of what the design would look like, and now we're going to move on to a cleaned up sketch. I have a thing where I love my sketches, and then when I go to ink them, it loses something. And I know that's something that a lot of artists face. If it's something that you have a challenge with where you love your sketch, but when you ink it, it just loses it, let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to know that there are other artists that feel that way, the same way that I do, that have that same issue. And the reason is every time you take that really great sketch and you re-sketch it, it has the potential of losing the motion, the flow, the emotion that you put into that piece. When it's translated into a new line art or a cleaned up sketch, you can lose it. So with this, the temptation is to go super clean and be really precise, but I'm still learning what it is about this piece that I enjoy and what things I can change without changing what it is that makes me excited about this sketch. So I'm going to keep my sketch super light. I'm going to keep it a little bit messy, but have some fun with it. Now, I'm doing this all digitally. I'm using my Cintiq Wacom tablet, and the software that I'm using to draw with is Clip Studio Paint, and I work on several layers. So I will draw the fox on one layer, and then as I go into put in the background, I'll use another layer, and any kind of detailing, again, another layer, so that I can easily correct parts or erase parts without erasing other sketches that I like. This one and inking in are probably the two most dangerous for failing, because this is where, again, you can lose that spark. So go slow. Just give yourself a lot of patience and time, and try to preserve your original sketch, because if something fails with this one, you can always go back to the original sketch and move forward. This is one of the reasons that I enjoy drawing digitally for the SketchUp part. Whether I decide to continue on digitally or move into the traditional art format, SketchUp, I love this because it's so easy to edit, undo, or to save an original pose and be able to go back to that. When you're working traditionally, if you mess too much with your original sketch, you can lose it forever. The paper wears out, you put too many pencil marks, you've covered up the original lines, it's harder. So for me, I like to do the SketchUps digitally and then decide where I want to go. So at this point, I have finished my initial cleaned up sketch, and I've added a little bit more detail, and again, I'm really liking this. So I worked with the holly bush in the background. I actually took out the leaves and put in the actual branches so that I could get the way that the leaves would flow along the branches. And then added the holly berries and the holly leaves to that, and I think that turned out nice. And then I went ahead and added a few birds just because I think it adds a little bit more life to the drawing and an interaction to what the fox is looking at, and it draws the eyes around the full page. So I'm still really excited about this piece. Now comes the next step where you have to decide where you want to go and how you want to color this piece. Do you want to digitally color this or do it traditionally? And I'm really feeling like I want to do this with watercolor. Now, if you watched just a few videos ago, I did a painting and I had done the artwork in digital format, printed it off and went to watercolor, and realized once again that my printer ink is water soluble, so it changed the line art to be blah. So in the next video, as I move on to the next stage, I want to show you how do I take the sketch and get it onto watercolor paper that's not going to turn into a big mess. So if you want to follow along with this art journey and see if this piece makes it to completion or fades into my art graveyard, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for hanging out with me on this art journey. This really is physically the art journey that I take. So I'm sharing the total behind the scenes with all of this with you right now. So I appreciate you joining me for this adventure. I would love to see your works in progress as well. So if you have social media like on Instagram or Facebook, make sure to tag me in your artwork so I can see it. You can send it, DM me a picture. I don't care. I love to see the creative process that you have. So until next time, you guys be awesome. God bless you guys, and we'll see you hopefully with more of this fox painting. I'm also needing a title. Title suggestions? Let me know.